Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
This is the TJ Show. We've got Lindsay in Knoxville, Tennessee. Hey, Lindsay.
Hey!
So this has been sort of a running theme. I've lightly encouraged people to strike up a conversation with that person that you're standing in line with. Why are you just staring at the back of his head? Amazing things have happened in lines or talking to random people maybe you would have otherwise never talked to. You have a story about this, Lindsay?
All right, so I recently moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, and there was a Greek festival going on. And so I went with my husband, and we didn't really know where to go. And this other couple steps out of their car, and they say, hey, are you guys also here for the Greek festival? So then we just started talking and wandering around looking for the bus, and then we just became best friends. So we both found out we're all in our 30s, we both don't have kids, and so we're just like, oh my gosh, I think we're best friends now.
That's cool.
And now we hang out all the time. So,
That's great.
That is awesome.
So, and just from being willing to engage in discussion.
Yeah, exactly.
How's your husband? You like being married to him?
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
That's
We've
awesome.
been married for 10 years now. So
Good for you. Awesome. Who asked who?
He asked me.
Nice.
You know, I'm a lady.
Yeah, no, I mean,
traditional. I like
did he marry up?
I think I married up. He's pretty awesome. I don't know.
That's sweet.
All right, so tell me, what is the most amazing thing about him? Like, why do you love him so much? Why do you fully endorse him in the fan club?
Oh my gosh, he's just the nicest guy I've ever met. He puts my needs before his own, and he's just truly amazing and so selfless.
That's awesome. You know, that's a
great.
constant work in progress for me, but I will tell you the fruit from doing that is remarkable. And it's so opposite what the world normally does. Like, if you look around, people are just horrifically selfish. And I've found that I had to work against that grain if I wanted to be less selfish. And so it's a constant work in progress. One of the ways that I was able to start doing that, you know, I make oatmeal for my wife, Jess, sometimes on the weekends. I started getting my reps in of being less selfish. I would look at the 2 bowls, and whatever one looked more appetizing, I would give it to her. And can you believe that it was actually hard for me to do that at one point? And then when I started doing it more and more, it was like going to the gym. You work out that muscle, and you're like, wow, this actually feels better.
Yeah.
And the other oatmeal is totally fine, and I feel like really excited that I get to do that for her.
I do the same thing with my husband, Archie. I'll give him like the bigger piece of meat or the plate that has more. Unless we order carry out and I'm really hungry, then I'm getting the portions with the most.
You go out, you'll get them next time.
Yeah, I'll get him next time, big guy.
Right.
No, but that's so cool to hear you say that, and that's it sounds like you're married to an awesome guy. And you know, one thing I'll say, if this helps, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're miserable, try thinking about other people and looking out for their best interests, and watch how your brain literally changes. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah, there's been articles written about people who deal with maybe depression, suggesting that they volunteer because it takes the attention off of what you're going through and it allows you to focus on other people, and they find that their depression is slowly being lifted because of that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Look at you. Well, you keep doing what you're doing, Lindsay. Have an amazing day, and thank you for listening, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Have a great
take
day.
care.
You too. Bye.
The TJ Show is sponsored by Aura Frames. Listen, if you enjoy our show, one of the best ways to support the show and keep it on your radio is to support our advertisers. And one of my absolute favorite advertisers on the planet, it's Aura Frames. And the reason I even know about them is because my mom has this Aura frame in her kitchen. She loves this thing. And my mom has that theory that you don't see anyone anymore. The way she can see us is in her Aura frame, and it updates constantly. It's very simple to do, which I love most about it. A, she can set it up on her own. B, I can upload photos to it in like one swoop. It's so easy.
It is super easy.
So if you're looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift, I recommend Aura Frames. It's a huge hit in my family. Named #1 by Wirecutter. You can save on gifts moms love by visiting auraframes.com for a limited time. Listeners can get $25 off their best-selling Carver mat frame with code TJOnAir. That's AURAFrames.com, promo code TJOnAir. Support the station by mentioning the TJ Show at checkout, and terms and conditions apply. Welcoming TJ in Denmark, Wisconsin. What can we do for you today?
Not much. I was listening to you guys and seeing how you guys were saying, like, talking to strangers, and the whole stranger thing is my job actually requires me to talk to strangers.
What kind of job do you have?
It's actually a grocery store.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, we were talking about how there are more and more cashiers being brought back to the grocery stores, no more of this self-checkout. How are you doing talking to the customers? Do you like that part of your job?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
You meet any friends? I always wonder if the cashiers make friends with the customers.
I'm actually like the stocker for shelves, but I do some of the cashiering. I don't really make friends, but I do make a lot of people smile and make them have a great day.
Yeah. Do you work on a routine? Do you have like a running routine at the checkout? Have you tried jokes like when people scan the card or prices?
Not really, but for each person, I try to say something different just to make them feel a little bit more special.
That's cool.
That's good. Yeah.
When I worked at a grocery store, I was 14, but I used to think about like, well, what can I say when someone puts the little divider down? And I would like think of jokes to say, and I would try them out because I was so bored.
Okay. Do you remember any of the jokes?
Like I'd say something like, let's not use the divider today. I want to live on the edge. I might scan the next person's thing. And they would get like nervous and it would be kind of funny for me. People also, that was when people knew how to have fun. Now I bet you'd get sued for it.
TJ, do you want TJ to write jokes for you?
So a joke that I normally try with customers, I usually say, I was going to tell you a boxing joke, but I forgot the punchline, kind of like the other guy that other day.
Oh, yeah, somebody just called into our show with that.
That's great.
Well, TJ, Thanks for listening to the show.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me on our radio show.
Yeah, have a great day.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I feel oddly excited for all cashiers. It's like their comeback tour right now. Cashiers, the comeback. You thought you wanted auto checkout, but you're craving human interaction.
Yes.
That's good news for us as people, right?
Well, the only reason why it's coming back is because companies are tired of losing money. It's not because they're like, y'all need human interaction.
Yeah, scrap that. It's, we want more money.
Yes.
And then we found out that the auto checkout didn't go the way we wanted. Mm-hmm. So cashiers, have at it. You just reminded me of that whole divider drama where when I was a kid, I used to like make a joke about the divider. You can still try that today. Like try putting your stuff on the checkout. Don't grab the divider and watch how the person in front of you will often grab it in a little bit of a panic. They panic.
For sure. It stresses me too, though.
Are you the person in front of me that will...
I just put it down because either if I don't, the cashier will catch on and put it down if they're aware and alert.
Right.
But nowadays, people are not aware and alert.
Right.
And so they'll just keep scanning and I'm like, wait a minute.
But I kind of like to see what happens. And then if the cashier does scan by accident, I go, oopsie, I pushed it a little too far.
Yeah. Then you have to let them know.
We need some fun in our life. We've got April in Albany, New York. Hey, April.
Hello, how are you?
April, tell me, what is the most exciting part of your life right now?
Actually, funny enough, my job.
Oh.
Okay.
I am a dishwasher, but I work in a memory care facility. And I work with a lot of people who have the start of dementia and full dementia, and they are the absolute best people in the world.
Oh, wow.
That's sweet.
So you found some work that you really feel called to do.
Yes, I do.
That's great. Good for you. How did you find that out? Like, how did you land in a job that you get so excited to be a part of?
I actually was working in a nursing home that is part of the major company, and I transferred over here because they happen to have an opening, and I absolutely adore the residents that are here. They're such wonderful people. They make me smile daily. They absolutely make me laugh because they are the funniest people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once you get old, you don't care. You just say whatever's on your mind.
Yeah.
It can be as funny as
Pretty much.
You have stories for days.
Yeah, that's right. Well, April, we really appreciate you listening to our show.
Yeah, it's a great show. I enjoy it every single time that I turn on my car.
We're very grateful that you're listening, and you enjoy your work today, okay?
I definitely will, and congratulations to Kenny on the wonderful engagement.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Based on listening, are you surprised that she said yes?
Not in the least bit.
Yeah.
I'm surprised if she said no, because he seems like a wonderful person and has a great character, and I would be very hurt for him if she said no after all this time.
Yeah, that would be sad.
It's a pretty safe bet. I was 99.9% certain she was going
Right.
to say yes.
Well, he has a lot to offer.
Yeah. So, all right.
Cool. I mean, that's nice.
Well, he did. He proposed to her with a bowling ball. Right inside the hole was the ring.
Yeah, she thought she was just getting a bowling ball, but indeed there was another rock in that bag.
Right. Do you like that? Is that romantic?
It's definitely interesting. I have not heard that one yet.
Would you want to be proposed to that way?
Well, no, because I don't bowl.
Does she bowl?
no.
Not yet.
No, she doesn't.
She will.
Kenny does.
to.
Kenny bowls.
Oh yeah.
So
He would have loved to have been proposed to in that
Right.
way.
She will be
Yeah.
traded.
But no, I don't bowl. But I love it. Unfortunately.
I love it. It's a fun hobby to pick up, you know?
Sure.
This has been great, April. You have a great day.
I hope you guys do
You take
too.
care.
All right,
Thanks,
bye.
April.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
She's never calling again. She's
No.
like, what are these weirdos?
J-Bo, I think you're going to be proud about what I did over the weekend.
Okay, what'd you do?
I'm driving on the highway, late night date with my wife Jess,
Nice.
and I catch a glimpse of a street sign. It was almost like it was speaking to me. The Chick-fil-A logo. And I said to Jess, and this is at 10:30 at night. We're getting close to closing time.
Yeah, that's late.
I said, "You want to do it?" We're both a little hungry. She goes, "Yeah, I do." And I pulled off the highway, and with 10 minutes until closing time, I go to no one's in the drive-thru at this time.
Right.
I order, and I love the way the guy took my order. I'm not even kidding. He did such an exceptional job because I said, I want something other than the spicy chicken sandwich. Do you have anything sweet? And he said, well, you could try the root beer float or something like that.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm not really in the mood for that. He said, well, how about a cookie? I said, yeah, that's exactly
Yeah,
what I
their
want.
cookies are great.
And I thanked him. And then I get to the guy who is before the window. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what his job is other than just to make me feel good. He's like, how's your night going? Great. I said, that guy, he's something special. And he goes, you know what? You should tell him that. So they go and get this guy out of the kitchen. They bring him out to my car.
That's
And
hilarious.
he's this young guy. And I go, hey, bro, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm in college right now. I said, cool, what do you want to be? He said, I'm studying accounting. I said, great. And I wrote down the name of a book for him. I said, read this, it'll change your life. And everyone was laughing and celebrating. And then I went to the parking lot and opened up my tinfoil and just, man, this is good. And I ate it on the way home. But it was a wonderful, magical moment. And yet, once again, Chick-fil-A has done it.
Your wife Jess was just like, I just wanted to eat something. Like, I'm hungry.
It was so great. I wish you were there. I really do.
Oh.
Yes, Heather.
Chick-fil-A is the only fast food restaurant you can go to right before closing and have a good experience.
That's
Any
facts.
other one, they
They'd-
would
they'd
curse
be
you
so
up and
upset.
down,
Yeah.
and I
Right.
probably wouldn't even eat the food, honestly.
It was almost like the end of the marathon where they crossed the finish line. It was that kind of excitement, and there were cheers. So thank you.
That's good. I'm glad it was a good night for them, you know?
Yes. How was your weekend, J-Bo?
TJ's
My-
here.
No,
Great
no, no.
night.
The next time the next time the car pulls up, they're gonna all be like, TJ's in the drive-thru! And the whole restaurant will be like, yay!
No, I'm just saying they did a great job. It wasn't
my
about me. It's just they're so jovial. Can everyone be that wonderful?
If I would have been there with you, I would have been hot. I would have been like, can you just give me my food, please, while you guys talk? I'm hungry. My goodness.
My wife made a bold move. She was eating a salad in the passenger seat, and
She was hungry.
yeah, she got both. She snuck that right by me. Ordered the salad and the chicken
There
sandwich.
you go, smart girl.
And it was wonderful. What'd you do this weekend, J-Bo?
Oh man, I grabbed lunch with a friend of mine. The food was not great, but the company was.
Isn't that the worst? You're having to ignore the fact that every bite you're just getting through it.
Yeah, she asked me, she's like, how's the food? I'm like, trash. She's like, oh, okay. I was very honest. I'm like, this is not great.
The problem was you didn't go to Chick-fil-A. You know
Yeah, I
the
should
rule.
do that.
If you
I'm
want
sorry.
something great, you go to Chick-fil-A.
I misstepped.
This is the TJ Show, or news. It sounds different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
The 2026 NFL Draft completed this weekend out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I do want to mention something very interesting. The Kraft Heinz Company is starting a new tradition. They're calling it Mr. 57. Whoever is selected 57th overall, which is a pick in the second round, will receive a lifetime supply of free ketchup and will be forever known as Mr. 57. And that person is Logan Jones, an offensive lineman out of Iowa. He was drafted to the Chicago Bears and is your new Mr. 57.
Cool.
The plan is to do this every year.
Wow, I would take free ketchup for my life.
I'll take it. Yeah.
I'd worry what the ketchup people would try to do to me. Where they're like, this guy's using too much ketchup. It sounds risky. All of a sudden I'd, quote, drive off a cliff. But
I don't know about all that.
Well, that's why, like, if I ever won the lottery, I would just take the payout. You hit them once and not have them see my name popping up on their bills every single month.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, more than just getting...
I think this stuff through, J-Bo.
Lifetime
just a little paranoid.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lifetime supply of ketchup, yes, but he's also going to be a brand ambassador. That's part of the deal of being Mr. 57. So we'll see him in ketchup commercials.
Was he at all, like, upset that he was number 57? Is that a low rank? Is that a high rank?
I mean, I think getting drafted in the second round is pretty good. There's 7 rounds altogether.
The question is, does he want to be Mr. Ketchup Man?
Yeah, he said, I'll take as much as I can get. Let's go ketchup. That was his quote after being named Mr. 57.
All right.
I could picture a scenario where a player who takes himself very serious, like, I don't want to be associated with ketchup guy.
Well, the possible drama I see is he got drafted to the Chicago Bears, who are known for their hot dogs. Hot dogs are taken very seriously in Chicago, and from what I understand, ketchup on a hot dog in Chicago is a no-no.
Yeah, it's a no-go. Yeah,
poor
they
guy.
really hate that there.
Can we just let him play football? Leave him alone.
These are the things we have to think about with the NFL draft. And I'll also just mention Fernando Mendoza, who was drafted number 1 overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. He also pledged a $500,000 donation to the National MS Society to help find a cure for multiple sclerosis. His mother currently lives with MS. I thought that was awesome. What
else do you have?
A new class action lawsuit was filed and accuses Meta, makers of Facebook and Instagram, from intentionally profiting on scam advertisements on Facebook while publicly claiming to fight them.
I really hope that's not true, because that would be like truly the inmates running the asylum.
Well, does it sound true, TJ?
You know what?
Just to me.
I am worried. And
they've been in the headlines for a minute and being sued left and right.
I mean, I still haven't gotten the cutting boards I ordered from an Instagram ad.
Was it from minutes? Oh,
yeah,
really?
I ordered them in December for Christmas. Never got them.
Well, we'll see how this lawsuit goes, but you may be entitled to damages.
Sweet.
We'll see
at least
how
your
that
money
goes.
back.
Yeah, right.
According to internal documents,
$13.99. Heather, here you go.
From the lawsuit, they reportedly show Meta projected that $16 billion, roughly 10% of its revenue, would come from scam ads and banned products in 2024.
My goodness. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like the world today. I'm not surprised. I just hope it's not the case. Kenny, what else you got?
For the first time ever, a runner has broken the 2-hour barrier for running a marathon. Yesterday at the London Marathon, Kenyan runner Sebastian Sawe ran 26.2 miles in 1 hour and 59 minutes and 30 seconds, which is a good minute better than the previous world record.
I wonder why. Is it the training routine? Is it the shoes? Have they gotten better?
My legs hurt just thinking about that. Like, it's insane. I don't remember what shoe it was, but I remember my husband Archie was telling me that there's a certain shoe that is banned from marathons because it gives them like an extra like spring, like a little extra step, pep in their step.
Interesting.
And so I know that shoe has been banned. So I don't know if it's the shoes. I have no idea.
Yeah, maybe it's a combination of everything, TJ, like the training and the shoe technology. But it wasn't just Sebastian Sawe. 11 seconds behind him, Ethiopian runner Yelmith Kajelcha was just 11 seconds behind him. So two 2-hour less marathon runs in the London Marathon yesterday.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever noticed before, but are all marathons around the same time? I feel like we're just talking marathon after marathon after marathon.
Well, there was, I think, the Boston Marathon last weekend, the Wilmington Marathon that had that finish that we were talking about quite
Delaware.
a bit, where the guy blew it. He was celebrating too early. So I don't know. It's a good question, though.
Yeah. Do you think Kenny knows about marathons?
Yeah.
No offense.
I do.
Do I look like I know anything about marathons?
He's the news guy. He should know
The guy-
everything about everything.
He binges more Netflix shows than anyone I know.
Yeah, it's true. 'Tis the season, though.
I'm
it
sure he's
seems
watched
like.
a documentary about a marathon.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Okay. Fair point. Yes, I agree.
man.
But pretty cool. I mean, 4-minute, 33-second average mile time for the marathon winner. I mean, I think it would take me 12, 13 minutes to run a single marathon. A single mile. I don't know.
I wouldn't make it. I mean,
I think I had a good.
I wouldn't sign up.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Pretty sure I had a 10-minute mile in high school, and I was proud of that.
Oh my gosh.
My friend Phil hit like 6.5, but I was like, dude, I don't care, man. I finished it in 10.
Right.
Yeah.
You finished it.
Wasn't 20.
That's what you should be celebrating.
That's right. Kenny, what else you got?
Well, this movie just beat a lot of critics' expectations. Michael, the Michael Jackson biopic, made $217 million globally.
Wow.
Okay.
And was number one
Sounds
by
right.
a long shot. And this movie was only projected to make somewhere around $150 million globally. It is the biggest opening weekend for a music biopic ever, beating Bohemian Rhapsody's The Queen movie from 2018.
So, how did the Rotten Tomatoes score from the audience? I know the critics slammed it. How did the audience feel about it?
It's still high, 97%,
97?
from fans, but still 38% from critics. So the critics don't like it, but the fans absolutely love it. Also, Super Mario Galaxy crossed the $800 million mark over the weekend. Project Hail Mary crossed the $600 million worldwide mark.
Incredible. Kenny, what else do you have?
The town of Archbald, Pennsylvania, near the Poconos, has a population of about 7,000, and developers are planning to build 6 data center campuses, 51 data center warehouses, each the equivalent of a Walmart supercenter. All of these data centers are going to take up 14% of the town's total land.
boo.
And a lot of their water.
I don't like it.
So, it's not happening yet.
Well, it's kind of started. I mean, they're already clearing trees. From what I understand, they've cleared over 100 acres of trees, or at least they're in the process of it now.
So, hold on a second. When you hear this, you go, well, what is it that they need all of that power for? Like, is there something being planned that we don't know about? It seems like a lot of computing power for what? For AI?
Well,
you can
there's
get
always things being planned that we don't know about, right?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't like it.
Neither do I. I feel for these people in this town because
Yes.
there's been so many stories that have come out where it's affected their drinking water and their electricity bill. And it's just like people are strapped so tight and like how much you keep taking until people finally say, I've had enough.
Well, then you've got, some of these tech guys saying, well, AI is going to be a utility. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Like electrical? And I hope not. So what? A certain segment of the population that can afford it is, quote, super smart. And then the rest
Because of
just have
AI?
to figure it out.
Yeah, this is a really weird story covered by the Washington Post. This area is attractive to developers because it's near major nearby power lines. It has abundant fresh water and available land
Don't touch
from
my water, man.
former coal mines.
You're just ruining the environment.
Yeah, and here's the worst part. So zoning changes to make these plans happen quietly happened in town council meetings from
That's
2023
happening
to
a lot.
2025, and almost all of the members of that council have resigned since those
Wow.
plans have
You know
been
what?
put into effect.
I need to start paying more attention to those people with the clipboards who seem annoying outside the grocery stores. Like, can I just talk to you? No. I always say no. I don't even know what they're talking about.
And oftentimes we focus a lot on like the major campaigns that are happening, but we need to be focusing on like what's happening in our
Yeah, locally.
towns, like what's happening locally.
Well, and also, it's like, what about, should we talk about the animals? Like, what the
Yeah.
heck? What happens to the animals?
Well, in this article, it opens up with this guy who was talking about how he loved to look out his window and he'd see deer, he'd see bear, he'd see fox, he'd hear owls. Apparently, this was a coal mining town, and obviously that's not good for the environment either necessarily, but the town and its nature had kind of revived itself, but now
Right.
it seems to be going in the wrong direction.
Oh, my goodness.
Once again. Now, I will say the town is fighting back, but I don't know exactly how successful they'll be. As I mentioned, 7,000 people in the town. They have a group of 10,000 members, and there's yellow signs throughout the entire neighborhood, no data centers. So we'll see if their fight can work, but maybe the damage had already been done with all of these plans being approved previously. We'll have to see.
Well, enjoy the leaves while we have them. They're nice. Kenny,
Sad.
what else you got?
TJ, your beloved Boston Red Sox have cleaned house. They fired their manager and 5 other coaches. This all after they beat the Orioles by 16 runs.
Hey, good job. Bye.
Yeah, what is that? That's terribly timed.
Well, people are saying that they likely had made the decision to fire these coaches before that big win over the Orioles, as they are tied for the worst record in the American League.
But hold on. I'm not a sports expert. However, if that's the day you're going to fire him,
Yeah.
do you go back to the office and go, let's just give it another week?
Yeah, let's just wait.
Let's see. Maybe they're getting hot.
Right.
Could we?
Well, how good are the Orioles?
You're a better record than the Red Sox.
Yeah.
They're kind
All right.
of middle of the division, I would say.
And isn't the coach still the guy who won the World Series?
He won the World Series in 2018, yes. He
Yeah.
took the Red Sox
I
all the
would-
way to the
Been almost
championship.
10 years.
I
You
was-
won another one.
In town during that win.
Good for you,
Yeah,
buddy.
that's right. I
Go
feel-
Sox, huh?
Go Sox. That's right. And by the way, I grew up a Yankee fan. I very quickly turned when I was up in Boston because you don't have a choice.
You really don't.
Either life is better for you or it's not.
Yeah, you really don't. I mean, when I moved to St. Louis, Missouri, like Cardinals, the baseball
Yeah.
team was a big deal there, and I wasn't really into baseball, but I was then.
Yeah.
You know, once you
Yeah,
live
but
there,
you didn't
that's
have a
it.
team before that, though. So you
I
didn't,
didn't.
you didn't have to drop a team to get another team.
No, I had-
I don't think you'd ever drop the team.
But
that
I
you-
had to pick up a team.
Yeah.
But hold on a second. When I was growing up, the ball players went on strike and it upset me as a little kid.
Sure.
And I sort of bailed out. And so they lost my loyalty over that.
Oh, that's fair then.
Yeah. And also, it's like you make these friends who really care about the Red Sox. Do you want to get into that weird little, go Yankees? And that
Yes.
becomes like half your
It's
conversation.
fun.
Yeah.
It's so
funny
annoying.
and it's fun.
Yeah. I root for both teams, Yankees and Red Sox. I'm a very unique.
Okay, cool.
That's okay.
Person.
I have two teams when it comes to
Yeah,
football.
good for you.
Well, interestingly enough, the AAA manager, Chad Tracy, he's now the interim manager for the Red Sox. They did win their next game over the
Yeah.
Orioles as well, so they appear to have turned things around. And the thing was...
Oh, wait, let me also say, if you have a team you want me to root for, just let me know what it is and I'll root for them.
Yeah, I think there's just overall disappointment that the Red Sox made the playoffs last year. They spent some money on bringing new players in, and yet they've had such a disappointing start to the season.
When we get callers from Green Bay, I go, I'm rooting for the Packers.
Yeah.
It just depends when you tune in. I just
Yeah.
have...
And get him a hat. He'll definitely root for them.
Oh, yeah, well, the guys in upstate New York sent me the Bills hat.
Yes, they did.
I was wearing it.
They
for a
sent
whole,
me one.
whole
I
weekend.
threw it across the room.
Yeah, you're disgusting. How dare you do that? It was a gift.
Very rude.
They did, that was a very passive-aggressive thing they said.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Oh, why? Because you're a Jets fan?
Yeah,
They knew what they were
knew.
doing.
They knew, and it's all good because that is fun. It's fun to have these rivalries.
That's great. Yeah, I was having a blast watching you get nauseous. It was really fun. Well, you're rooting for a losing team your whole life.
Because I am
Whole
loyal.
life.
He was sending you a rescue raft in the form of a Bills hat.
I'm loyal.
He was.
My
He was
last
like, "Come
name
over."
is Kenny O'Loyal. as it
Kenny,
turns
oh
out.
yeah, that's very nice. Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.
Those Sox players should become a banana. It'd be a lot more fun. J-Bo, I think you should share this. This is such a beautiful story, and I wish I was your niece. Well, or I wish I would have done what your niece is doing now. At how old?
12?
12 years old.
Yeah.
Why was I wasting my time watching so many movies? This is brilliant.
I mean, I'm sure she watches movies. Sometimes movies are not a waste of time, but it is nice that we get to connect. And it all started a couple weeks ago. My niece, Julia, she FaceTimed me because she wanted me to partake in like her school fundraiser. And I'm like, oh, here we go.
Everyone's hitting up Aunt J-Bo.
Everyone. I'm like, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. And so at the time, I actually did have it. And so I went ahead and just helped her out in her fundraiser. And I realized, like, in our conversation, how she had so much to say. Like, she was just trying to tell me everything aside from the fundraiser. And I asked her, hey, would you like to do this every week? Like, we just get on FaceTime once a week and we just catch up from our week. And she's like, yeah, let's do it. So that's what we've been doing these last few weeks. Every weekend, I take some time to FaceTime her and just have this, like, conversation about how was your week? You know, how's volleyball going? How's school going? Like, and I know, TJ, you had mentioned that you and your daughters do like a rose and thorn
Yeah.
every night at
Best
dinner
part
time.
of the day, worst part of the day.
Yes, and so we do that for the week. So I'll ask
That's
what her
great.
rose is and what her thorn is, and then she'll ask me, and it's just been really nice just
Well,
to kind of catch up.
What I love so much about this, so many things. First of all, that you're available for her. You're willing to take the time to do that. You've lived a whole lot more life than her. You've
Right.
learned a lot of lessons along the way. And man, if you could prevent your niece from like stumbling unnecessarily, what an incredible gift that is. But to me, what's even more impressive is that she's following up. And
Yes.
she's like, hey, I want to talk to Aunt J-Bo. And now you're
Yeah.
3 in. And you're just talking. You're not buying her anything.
Yeah, I'm just talking, just having conversations. Like for this past weekend, she had volleyball tournament literally from like 7 a.m. to like 9 o'clock at night all day. And she just texted me and was like, hey, I have tournament this weekend, but you can give me a call on such and such day. And so we were able to like make that work. So we just keep in contact throughout the week and figure out like what day works best for us. But it's usually a weekend.
And I love that you also said she always has something to say.
Yes.
I think sometimes we could ignore kids and just see them as like these annoying little bugs. Not speaking from experience, but the more that I've gotten into conversations with my kids, you're right. They do have a lot to say, and they should be encouraged to open up and to talk. So I was driving my daughter around this week, and we were spending some time together, and she started opening up about all kinds of things. I don't know why she wants to be a stand-up comic, but for some reason, she really wants to be a comic. So we were in the car, and I was telling her about creepy dudes that take advantage of pretty women in some of these stand-up circles.
Yeah.
And I said, you never have to say yes to that because you're funny enough, and you're going to put in the work, and you're going to be disciplined enough. And she was intensely listening and asking questions. And I want her to hear that from me.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that because I had I was pouring into my niece Julia as well. Like she had mentioned that she took her like a reading test, I guess the end of the year reading test, and she said that she was down 3 points. So she went from advanced to whatever level is underneath that. And I told her, I was like, a test is a measurement, but it doesn't mean that that's where you're at necessarily. It's just in that moment, you were down 3 points. I was like, you don't go from advanced and all of a sudden you don't read as well as you used to.
And maybe her world would have been shattered, but she hears that from you and she's like, oh, maybe it's not so bad. Let me keep carrying on.
Right.
There's a funny story. I was on a plane ride with my wife, Jess, and she was reading this book called Serial Subletter. And it was somebody that she worked with many years ago in musical theater. And as she started sharing the story and the details of this woman's life, I actually started tearing up right there in front of Jess, and I was terribly embarrassed. I don't want her to see me cry.
There's nothing wrong with that, TJ.
Well, so I wind up reading the book. It's called Serial Subletter, and I was really impressed with the way this author shared her story. And her name is Anna Ty Bergman. I wanted to have her on the show. Hey, Anna, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so this is Anna.
Awesome. Hey.
Anna, so your story, some of you sharing about your insecurities and the things that you dealt with in the dating scene, it actually made me tear up. And as a matter of fact, can I read a line from your book?
Sure.
You were talking about dating. I felt this was about a guy you were walking away from that you were dating or you wanted to date. I felt inconsequential, like an annoying bug he carelessly shooed away, searching for worth outside of myself. Even small validations felt like standing ovations, while any invalidation made me feel like a pathetic flop of a human being. And then I'm thinking about like what a tool I was in high school and how many girls I tried to ask out. And I wonder if it was like this deep thing where your story made me think about getting no's at every turn.
Her story made you think of your story.
Yeah, but it was really good. Like the way you wrote it, it's just like cut deep.
Well, thank you. And I think that it is kind of a universal feeling, that insecurity. And a lot of people start early adulthood with flimsy self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly. So part of the reason why I wanted to talk to you on the show is I wanted to ask, well, how did you get out of that? Because clearly you're married now, you've got this whole life, and you seem like you're very happy. Like, how did you make that turn from being this insecure person where you were looking for those validations, and now, and to correct me if I'm wrong, you're not that anymore?
I'm not that. I mean, I'm still, I think self-esteem is a lifelong work, but it became awareness about it. You know, when you make the same mistakes over and over again and you're in these situations and these relationships that aren't necessarily in your own best interest, there slowly becomes this awareness, okay, maybe I can make some changes. Maybe I can just change one little thing about the way I am interacting with myself and the world. And I think that builds confidence too, like, oh, I am capable of change. I'm capable of doing something differently. So it's just kind of like a very slow growth. It definitely wasn't like a sudden enlightenment or anything like that.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that I cried over your book.
Oh, I'm delighted that you cried. I think I mean, obviously, I want it to be moving. So
yeah, it annoys me that
thank you for crying.
It seems like a lot of women want me to cry. It's like, just leave me alone. I don't want to cry.
Get over yourself. Not a lot of women want you to cry. Just like your wife.
My wife, she likes it. She likes it. Okay, so we got more with Anna Ty Bergman. She wrote the book Serial Subletter, and we'll get that. I got another thing I got to talk to you about. It's coming up a few moments away on the TJ Show.
LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. We cannot make your email response time faster. We can help you sell, market, and hire in one place. We cannot help you find space for your 3 desk drinks. Why do you have 3? And while we can't help you find the perfect volume for your presentation video, LinkedIn can help you find the perfect audience for your business. grow your small business on LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/small business.
Hey, it's Amelia Retaller.
And Evan Lazarus.
And this is Girls Rewatch Podcast, a podcast about girls,
TV,
and girls on TV.
We spent the last 2 years watching every episode of HBO's Girls, written by Lena Dunham. We spent time analyzing the character dynamics,
compared the culture then to the culture now,
and asked our guests important questions like,
Girl, what girl are you? And girl, did we have fun. We got to talk to iconic guests such as Zasha Mamet, Andrew Rannells, and even Judd Apatow. Now it's time for us to dive into our new era where we will be rewatching every episode of Abby and Alana's Broad City.
We're so excited to be walking down memory lane in army jackets, little vans, and fugly jeans.
So get in that subway car headed to Gowanus from Astoria because, girls, it's time to hack into Broad City.
I wish there was a train that connected Astoria to Gowanus.
Be sure to follow along on our journey by subscribing to the podcast. We release new episodes every Tuesday.
This is the TJ Show, and having a conversation with a woman who wrote a book that made me tear up, and my wife saw it. It was good. See, this is the problem with admitting it. I got Kenny wang me in the corner.
I think he's wang more because you're complaining about crying.
Yeah.
No, yeah, is that what it was, Kenny?
Just cry and let it out, baby.
I cried watching Survivor earlier this week.
Okay, so
I believe that.
That's very nice. Well, so Anna Ty Bergman, you wrote the book Serial Subletter, lived in over 30 apartments in New York City. I mean, it's got to be exhausting. You go from one place to the next, and there was something that struck me also in your book. Are you still there, by the way, or did you hang up?
I'm still here.
Okay, good.
She rejected you. That triggered you a little bit?
Yeah, I was like, oh, there she goes. There it is. No, so your dream was to do musical theater, right? And you had this certain vision of how it was going to play out.
Yeah, just to say, I lived in close to 30 apartments, not quite, and they were all sublets. I never signed a lease, so it was just like a constant movement.
Revolving door.
And revolving door, which is kind of like the energy of New York City, too. So yeah, I had this idea that I'd make it on Broadway, and even though my self-esteem was pretty flimsy, I somehow believed that would happen.
Mm-hmm. So what's interesting is you write in your book, and I want to read this, I had grown attached to an outcome that never panned out. So your version of whatever success was. And that attachment prevented me from feeling gratitude for what did happen. You were actually auditioning in New York, and there was a kind director that gave you a chance. And so the way I took this was you were missing out on this great thing that was happening in your life at that moment because it wasn't exactly the way you envisioned it.
Yeah, I booked my first audition when I first moved to New York. I booked it at 23, and that show eventually moved off Broadway to 42nd Street, which was really exciting. And I was very focused on a fantasy of what that show could be. I wanted it to be a hit or go to Broadway. I was imagining how it would change my life instead of experiencing the fact that it was changing my life.
Right. Yeah, I was like, man, that's good. And what I also want to point out is your writing is so good, and my wife just loves writing. She's written a book herself, and we've talked about your book more times than you would probably imagine. I mean, we bring Anna up in the house, over dinner. Oh, Anna said that. Anna said that. And I think what's cool is without those experiences, without all of the challenges that you have, you wouldn't have anything to write about, and you wouldn't be this person who's now releasing books. And it seems like you're in a good place.
You're absolutely right. And a lot of these stories, although I try to make them lighthearted, were really challenging emotionally. And but I'm so grateful for the stories to be able to put them together and tell a full story of these years in New York City. Yeah,
it just kind of felt like, as I was reading it, it's almost like you stepped into the fire for this refinement on the other side. And that refinement would never be there had it not been for the fire of life or whatever that is for anyone who's going through a tough time.
Absolutely.
Well, there you go. That's Anna Ty Bergman. Serial Subletter is the name of the book. It's a short read. It's perfect for a plane ride or whatever. It hit deep with me. And so, first of all, thanks for writing it. And thanks for jumping on the show with us.
Thank you for having me.
I was thinking about her all weekend long. We heard from Candy in Wisconsin. She shared with us the very dangerous Living on the Edge news that she was going camping with her boyfriend. We talked about the risk, and she doesn't seem to care about bears. As a matter of fact, almost wants to be friends with them from the sound of that conversation we had on Friday. Candy, are you there?
Nope, I'm not here.
Oh, I feel such a relief, Candy. Did you actually go camping this weekend?
I didn't.
What?
We were gonna, but hold on. It's a good reason why we didn't.
You listened to TJ. Good going. And this is why she's calling us back, because she didn't go. Yeah, why didn't you go camping? What happened?
Okay, so Eric got a scratch on his cornea, and when you get an eye injury...
Wait,
the
who's
sun
Eric? Is that your brother?
My boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, I should follow along.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was going with her boyfriend camping.
Didn't want to assume. Okay, go ahead. So Eric, your boyfriend, scratched his eye. How did that happen?
He just like me, forgets his contacts in his eyeballs that night.
Oh, yeah, that could be rough.
That's not good.
So you got a scratch. So when you get a scratch on your eye, which has happened to me, you're very sensitive to light, outside, everything. So we stayed inside.
All right. That's not a bad place to be with your love.
Yeah.
Inside.
Like I said, he's not a very aw type of person, but he did something sweet in his way this weekend. A while back, he gave me his credit card just in case, like, emergencies, or I need gas, or I need to stop at the grocery store, or whatever.
Some new pants.
Whatever,
Nice shirt.
Whatever have you.
Made well.
Not just abuse it. No. So he says, take my card, go on Amazon, and order whatever you want to make the house look more homey or more nice, more comfortable. So that's what I did. I just...
You went shopping.
I spent like $500 on Amazon.
Oh my God.
Go candy.
So the dresser came. That took me 5 hours to build.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather go
Definitely been
camping than to put those dressers together.
Same.
I would have rather went camping too, but I really like my dresser.
Good. Well, Candy, glad to hear you're safe, and great decision. Also, I don't know your boyfriend, but make a suggestion on behalf of me. Tell him to go back to glasses. Contacts freak me out.
I have contacts too.
Yeah, well, I keep hearing about these people who fall asleep with them, and it sounds like the worst thing you can do. It really bothers me.
Well, after a couple days, you're okay, but it takes like almost between a week and 2 weeks for your eye to completely actually heal.
Yeah,
I don't got that kind of time.
Horror. I don't like it.
I do wear contacts, but I'm really good about taking them out. Like when I get home or whatever from work, I'll take them out and then put my glasses on. But lately, I've been rocking glasses.
Candy, you stay safe out there, and thank you for the update.
No problem.
There she
Always
is.
good to hear from you.
Well,
you.
we heard from you, actually, but that's good, too.
So you didn't talk at all?
We heard from each other. Can we settle on that? Yeah, we needed to do this segment. My wife, Jess, would leave the house. My dog, Luna, was all alone there, and she turned the radio on. She thought, oh, well, it'll keep her company. It's Dad's voice. Turns out Luna was totally bored with our show, and it was because we were only talking about human-related issues. So we switched that up real fast. We started featuring the biggest stories in animal headlines. We called it Luna's Animal Tales. Now she waits by the radio. Other pets love it too. Let's get right into it. Someone needs to shake these scientists and say enough already. You're playing around with crazy stuff.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Cut it out. There's 2 wild experiments that are going on. This one really freaks me out. A 24,000-year-old frozen, what they're calling zombie worm, was thawed by scientists. Then it shockingly started reproducing.
Nope.
Now, do we need this?
We have enough going on in the world. They should just chill out.
That's exactly what I said. When I first read that out, I'm like, we got enough issues we got to work through. We don't need zombie worms now taking over. There's just no need for it. Researchers carefully thought out the zombie worm under strictly controlled laboratory conditions. Everyone was stunned when this thing just started resuming its normal biological functions. Oh, that was a fun nap.
Well
You
rested worm.
know that scene from Aladdin when he wakes up the genie?
Yeah.
He's like, 10,000 years!
Exactly. Then, this is another weird experiment. Scientists were giving cocaine to salmon.
Oh, jeez. Okay, all right. I'm done for today.
This
Salmon wouldn't shut up.
They had a lot of great business
Kept on
ideas.
talking.
Hi, Salmon, how was your swim?
I'm really fast. How you doing? You want to party?
How do you party as a salmon?
Meet me in the bathroom. You find out.
Yikes. Cocaine has been detected with increasing frequency in rivers and lakes around the world. Yeah, we've heard some of this about like cocaine in the ocean and sharks getting it. I don't know exactly why they did this experiment. Apparently, wastewater treatment systems have entered this stuff into the water. Are people flushing this stuff down the toilet?
Maybe.
Seems that way.
Seems like doing yeah.
But it turns out they were monitoring their movements and definitely changed the way they acted.
Oh, weird.
So if you, not that you should have cocaine, but if you do, don't flush it down the toilet. Just stay away from it.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Leave it alone.
And then finally, this is a terrifying story. I know exactly where this happened. I used to walk my dog Luna along the Charles River in Boston. So on Marathon Monday, a guy was walking his 2-year-old golden doodle, Benny. It was off leash. Benny saw a goose, ran into the Charles River and started swimming. And it was freezing cold.
Oh, no.
And the owner kept calling him, Benny, Benny. He wasn't listening. He was chasing the goose in the water. The owner jumps into the water, and he says he was about 10 feet away from the dog, and they're pretty far out. He said he lost his breath and couldn't move his arms anymore. He didn't know what was going to happen. By some miracle, he winds up getting behind the dog. He didn't even have the strength to lift the dog in the water. Got Benny to shore, and you see this all on video. It was a remarkable
And Benny's
rescue.
just having a good time, right? Benny's like, hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, Eddie?
Hey, Goose.
Hey, I'm a salmon in the river. Hey.
This is the TJ Show. I am wildly impressed with producer Heather right now, J-Bo.
Why is that?
Do you see the bagel that she's eating in her tinfoil?
I do.
She made that from scratch over the weekend. Who makes a bagel? Unless you're in the bagel business, I don't know that I've ever met anyone who's made a bagel at home. What inspired you to do this, and how were the results?
Well, I wanted to
And
make...
where's mine?
I'll make more.
J-Bo too.
The recipe only makes 4 bagels, so I'll have to like multiply the recipe and
Wait,
stuff like that.
how long does that take you to make 4 bagels?
It didn't take very long. I mean, you just add flour, baking powder, Greek yogurt. It makes it a protein-packed bagel.
Ooh.
So you get 18 grams of protein per bagel because the internet tells me I need to eat more and more and more protein. So I'm getting it in there. And I wanted to make a bagel that I know my husband would eat because he doesn't like a lot of carbs.
Uh-huh.
So I wanted to make something that we could share together.
Well, I am stunned.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
impressed with you.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And I would, if you happen to feel like making another one, I would love to try it. I think do you boil them?
I didn't on this batch because the recipe didn't call for it. I wanted to make it like the recipe said. But I think next time I make it, I'm going to boil them and then bake them.
Nice.
So I think it gives it more of like a crust on the outside. This wasn't really, it was soft on the inside, but not as crusty on the outside as I wanted it to be.
Yeah, see, life is getting
But not
better every
bad.
day.
I'm looking forward to that.
We got someone in the office making bagels. I'm a fan.
Right. I love it.
On a way less important note, so I noticed that, so we were going to do this in the news, but we ran out of time. So Toy Story, controversy around everything, you know.
Yes.
And so sure enough, Toy Story 5, controversy, they are getting a PG rating on that movie, not the usual G rating, which has come with the previous 4. What's the big controversy? Political?
An F-bomb? What's going on?
No, they
No F-bombs in that one?
protesting something?
I mean, we don't know for sure, but this is being reported, and essentially they think that it may have some darker or more mature moment in comparison to
what are you addressing?
The previous one.
Conspiracies?
Well, here's the thing: is that you're introducing in this movie, based on the trailer, they're introducing a tablet into the toy scene.
Oh, yeah.
So technology has made things dark. Can we agree on that?
So you can't possibly keep it G if you bring a tablet into the
no.
mix.
Exactly.
That's what you notice. That's actually, wow, that's deep, man.
Yeah.
Because you have a kid and you think they're going to be all innocent. They get a hold of a tablet, forget about it. It ain't staying G.
That's right.
You got to really work on that.
That's right.
I hope this movie villainizes tablets. Is that what we're thinking?
I think so.
Yeah, because they, you know, back when we used to play with physical toys, and that was still a thing, this is bad if you're a toy. And they haven't had to deal with this until now. Toy Story 5, a tablet comes in. And you know what that means for the toys. Never going to see them again.
Extinction.
It's a very clever plot line.
Yeah, I agree. Now, they do note in this article that PG-rated films are still largely family-friendly, so filmgoers probably shouldn't expect extreme differences, but yes, maybe subtle differences.
I'm not too concerned.
Compared to the first 4.
Okay. Well, there you go. Big Toy Story news and controversy around everything. This is the TJ Show.